You're watching Netrush Report, where we don't just tell you the scores, we dig deep into the stories, the rivalries, and the moments that define the sport. If tennis is more than just a game for you, hit that subscribe button and let's dive right into on paper. Coco Gauff 6-2, 6-4 win over Italy's Lucia Bronzetti in the third round of the 2025 Cincinnati Open might look routine. Just 1 hour and 19 minutes on court. No third set drama, no tie-break tension. But dig deeper, and you find a match filled with subtle battles. Battles not just between the two players, but between Gauff and the elements of the game itself. Bronzetti, ranked outside the very top tier of women's tennis, came into the match as the underdog. But she brought something that can frustrate any aggressive baseliner, a lack of pace. For players like Gauff, who thrive on absorbing and redirecting their opponent's power, slow and floaty shots can force a rhythm change. It's like asking a sprinter to run in slow motion, unnatural and awkward. And then there were the super light balls, as Coco herself described them in her post-match interview. On the surface, that might sound like a small detail. But in tennis, equipment changes can dramatically affect timing, spin, and control. Light balls fly faster, bounce differently, and can demand constant adjustments in stroke mechanics. It's tough, Coco admitted. She wasn't giving me much pace, and the balls are super light, so I got a bit passive in some games. But I try to stay aggressive and learn from my mistakes. From the first ball, Gauff's footwork was sharp. She was stepping into her forehands, using her backhand down the line to open up the court, and serving with purpose. Bronzetti, while consistent, was immediately pushed onto the defensive. Coco broke early to lead 3-1, and from there, her confidence grew. The American closed the set 6-2, finishing with 11 winners to Bronzetti's 4. But numbers only tell part of the story. The other part was the psychological battle. Gauff's early dominance was her way of saying, "I'm not letting this match drag. I'm dictating the terms." This was where the match got tricky. Bronzetti's slower shots and the light balls combined to disrupt Coco's timing. At 2-2, Gauff had a chance to break, but missed a routine forehand, shaking her head in frustration. Bronzetti held for 3-2, and the Italian crowd support in the stands grew louder. For a brief moment, it looked like the match might slip into a grinding war of attrition. But here's where Gauff showed her maturity. Instead of rushing, she made tactical changes, mixing in higher, heavier forehands, stepping inside the baseline on returns, and using the drop shot to pull Bronzetti forward. The result? A break for 5-4, followed by a composed service game to close it out. In her post-match reflection, Gauff talked openly about missed opportunities. When Bronzetti lost her serve early in the second set, Coco had the chance to pull away, but a lapse in focus allowed the Italian back into the game. This self-awareness is critical. The difference between good players and champions often comes down to how they process mistakes. Coco didn't dwell on the errors. She processed them, adjusted, and applied the lesson immediately, which is exactly what she'll need heading into her quarterfinal against Jasmine Paolini. This isn't just any quarterfinal. It's a rematch of their 2023 Cincinnati Open quarterfinal, where Gauff won 6-3, 6-2 en route to her first WTA 1000 title. More recently, though, Paolini got the better of her in the 2025 Italian Open final. That match was on clay, where Paolini's patient, grinding style can shine. But in Cincinnati, on hard courts, the dynamics shift, and Coco will look to use pace, angles, and net approaches to dictate. The head-to-head now carries an edge. Paolini knows she can beat Gauff. Gauff knows she needs to reclaim the mental upper hand. For Coco Gauff, Cincinnati isn't just another tournament. It's where she made history in 2023, becoming the youngest champion in tournament history at just 19 years old. That run was unforgettable. In the semifinals, she broke IGA Swiatek's 7-match winning streak against her in a 3-set epic 7-6, 2, 3-6, 6-4, a win that felt like a personal breakthrough. Then, in the final, she beat Karolina Muchova to lift her first WTA 1000 trophy. The confidence from that victory carried her straight to a US Open title weeks later. It's super special to play on this court. I have so many memories from 2023, Coco said after her win over Bronzetti. This year has been a roller coaster for Gauff. She reached finals in Madrid and Rome, won Roland Garros for her second Grand Slam, but then suffered a shock first-round exit at Wimbledon. The Cincinnati Open represents both a chance for redemption and a crucial hard-court warm-up for the U.S. Open. Every match here is about sharpening her timing, testing tactical adjustments, and building confidence. Yes, it was just a straight sets win over a lower-ranked opponent. But here's why it matters. It showed Gauff's ability to adapt mid-match. IT reminded her what it feels like to win in Cincinnati. IT kept her in rhythm after a walkover in the previous round. IT sets up a quarterfinal with real stakes against Paolini. Champions know that not every match will be perfect. The key is winning even when conditions aren't ideal. That's exactly what Coco did here. If Gauff beats Paolini, she could face a semi-final showdown with either Iga Swiatek or Aryna Sabalenka, both of whom bring their own psychological and tactical challenges. And beyond Cincinnati, all eyes are on New York. Can Coco defend her U.S. Open crown? This week's matches are a crucial part of answering that question. Coco Gauff's win over Lucia Bronzetti wasn't a highlight reel masterpiece, but it was a masterclass in problem-solving, the kind of match that builds champions. As she moves into the quarterfinals, the ghosts of 2023 Cincinnati are watching, and so is the rest of the tennis world. One thing's for sure, Coco Gauff is learning, adapting, and ready to fight for every point that you've been watching NetRush Report, the place where tennis is more than just a scoreline. Make sure to subscribe for deep dives, match breakdowns, and the stories behind the headlines. We'll see you next time.